Awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. It's bright and early over here on the West Coast in Utah. You can see we're still waiting for the sun to come out over here. So appreciate you having us, Susie. My name's Keith Massey. I run our partnership department over here for HVAC and for plumbing, and I'm joined by Parker. Parker, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Keith. So I am the account executive podium rep for state of Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and Maryland. So happy to be here and just obviously, excited to meet all of you and see what we can do to help you out and your dealers out. So thanks, Keith.
Awesome. Well, we've got some exciting stuff we're going to be talking about today. Primarily, we're going to be focusing on how you can grow your business in 2025 using AI. I know that there's a lot of contractors, there's a lot of dealers out there that are still a little apprehensive about using some AI tools. And so I want to kind of break all those stereotypical ideas that you might have about AI and really embrace it because it's going to, number one, help you be more competitive in your market. And number two, it's going to make your life a lot easier and a lot better trying to manage the different conversations and the leads that are coming your direction. So let's go ahead and get started here. If you want to, actually, we'll probably be sharing this deck with you as well, Susie, so you can be able to have this along with the recording. But
Yeah,
here's
that
our
works.
contact. There you go. Here's our contact email. If you want to reach out to schedule a demo afterwards, we're happy to be able to kind of jump in here and go through today's agenda. So we're going to focus first on speed to lead, why it's important to be able to respond very quickly to the leads that are coming to your business. Second thing, we're going to go through our different tasks that we can assign the AI to make your life a little bit easier. The third item we're going to be showing you is we're going to introduce you to our AI CSR employee. We've codenamed him Jerry, but contractors can name him the AI whatever they want. So you'll have an opportunity to be able to actually have a conversation with the AI through text. And then the fourth one is we'll show some use cases of how the AI CSR works to be able to help your business make more money. And then we'll open up with some questions at the end. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to pop those in the chat. And Parker will be looking at the chat questions as they come in, and we'll go from there. So first question I have is how many of you guys are currently using AI tools in your business? Um, Go ahead and put it in the chat. If you're using any AI tools, let us know what tools you're using. If you're not using any, then just put none or I'm scared of AI. No, just kidding. But if I'd like to be able to get an idea of how many of you guys are already using AI tools, because there's Chat GPT that you could use for your emails, or um, there's a lot of companies that'll leverage different AI tools to listen and record phone calls or different things like that. So I just want to get an idea of if you guys are using any AI tools currently. Is there any comments in the chat, Parker?
Not yet.
Nothing.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. What have we got?
ChatGPT as well as SEO
Okay.
from Jaden.
Very good, Jaden. Okay, so we've got some people that are using some AI stuff already. So let's talk about the importance of speed to lead. This is important because if you think about the businesses that the homeowners that you guys work with are using every day, they're using services like DoorDash, Amazon, Netflix, and what these companies all have in common is they're all on demand. And so they make it really easy for customers to be able to reach out to them, get what they need, and they make it really easy to take your money, right? And so if you think about the way that you do business, it's probably time to modernize the customer journey for the customers that you work with. And there's three things that we've noticed that a lot of contractors and a lot of dealers struggle with. And the first one is when a homeowner needs service, they're going to pull out their phone, they're going to go on Google, and they're going to type in best AC company near me if they're not familiar with any companies in the area. And what a lot of companies struggle with is that they're unable to find your business. And they go with someone else that's at the top of the Google results. And so you end up missing out on that because you don't show up first. Second thing a lot of businesses struggle with is, let's say that they do find your business, but they can't get a hold of you. They call you, they're on hold for 10 minutes, they end up hanging up and calling someone else, or um, there's a lot of factors there, but they just get in touch with someone that's faster at responding. The third one is after you book a job with a customer, you don't stay engaged with them. You don't keep tabs on them. You don't send them any messages to remind them to change their filters or anything. And the next time that their AC goes down, they end up going right back to Google. They do a search and they find someone else. And so, because you're not staying engaged with them, you miss out on opportunities for future revenue with those customers. So with Podium, we focus on these four key areas. Number one, we want to help you get found. Podium is most well known for helping small businesses get a ton of reviews on Google. And what we can do is we can help you show up in search 52% more often. Second thing we're going to do is we're going to help you get chosen. So we can pull in and consolidate all of your leads into one really easy to use inbox. So we're talking about Google leads, Facebook leads, Instagram leads, leads that come in the form of an email. We can pull all of those leads into one inbox, and then we're going to help you convert and get paid. And we leverage AI to help you to be able to respond faster than the competition, so that you can maximize your sales opportunities and have all your data synced. And then the last thing that we want to do is we want to help drive repeat business. And the way we do that is through text marketing. The reason why we use texting is because it has a 98% open rate, and 95% of text messages are open within the first 3 minutes of receiving them. So it's really the best way to be able to stay top of mind with your customers. So whenever they do have an issue with their AC, they just got a text from you last week, and so you're top of mind. Okay, next question. What percentage of people do you think will go with the first company that responds to them when they need service? Do you think it's 5%, 13%, 27%, or 78%? Go ahead and put it in the chat. What are your thoughts? What percentage of people are going to go with the first company that responds? Parker, are you able to see any responses from any of the people on the webinar?
Yep, we're coming in. We got Melissa saying C, 27%. We got Susie, 78%. Jaden, 78%.
Eh,
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So the correct answer here is actually D. 78% of homeowners are going to go with the first business that responds, which to me is mind blowing. I mean, it's not taking into account that you're the fastest or that you're the cheapest option. You could be the most expensive option, but if you're the first company to respond, there's a 78% chance that you're going to be able to win that service, which is pretty fantastic. So we work with over 11,000 HVAC and plumbing contractors across the US and Canada. And what we did is we looked at their response time to the leads that came in, and we looked at how many of those actually converted into paying customers. And what we found was if contractors are able to respond in less than 5 minutes, they're 4 times as likely to be able to close those customers and get them to pay them money. So this is why speed to lead is so important, and why it's something that you should definitely be focusing on for 2025 to beat out the competition. If you think about most HVAC businesses, they're getting leads from a lot of different sources. We've got leads that are coming in from phone calls. We can pull those into Podium. Website leads where people are filling out like a contact us form, email leads. Maybe you're getting leads from an HVAC manufacturer to your business, or if you're getting third party leads like from House, Home Advisor, um, Thumbtack is another one that we integrate with. Also, texting leads, people that just text into your business number, Facebook leads, Instagram leads. We want to pull all of those leads into the Podium inbox so that your company is able to respond fast. The last thing we want is for someone in the office to have 3 or 4 different tabs open, and you miss a lead from Facebook because you didn't have that tab open or you didn't see it come in quick enough. Because at the end of the day, if we can get all the leads in one place, it's going to help you set more appointments and convert more revenue. All right, so let's get into some AI stuff. So what can the AI actually do, and what jobs can we give it? We'll start first with the reviews. This is what Podium's most well known for. We can help you get a ton of reviews, And the way that we do that is we have integrations with all the major CRMs that you guys are already using: Service Titan, House Call Pro, Field Edge, Service Fusion. There's a lot more than that. Even if you're not using a CRM, but you're using QuickBooks for your accounting stuff, we can automate this process by sending a text message to the homeowner. As soon as you mark an invoice as paid, we can text the homeowner, ask for that review. All they do is tap on that link, and within 2 taps they're at the star screen of your Google business profile, leaving you a review, which is going to help bring you up in the Google rankings and make you the obvious choice in your market. Now, new this year is we also have the ability to automate responding to those reviews. So you can see here's a 5-star review from Jane Cooper. Our AI now can respond automatically to those, pull in the name of the customer, make mention of the different things that was said in that review, and you don't have to worry about anything. Within 24 hours, that response is going to post. Google loves seeing consistent reviews coming in every single week, and they also love to see responses from the owner. That's going to help drive you up to the top of the search results so you can get seen by more potential customers and be able to close more deals. Okay, so that's the number one thing. AI generated call summaries. So Podium also offers a full-blown phone system. And so you can see here within our platform, you'll be able to handle all of your text messages and all of your phone calls. It'll all come from the same number, which is great. Your customers will just save one number in your phone. If they want to call, they can call. If they want to text, they can text. But we use AI to summarize every single call that comes in here. So on this example, it's a little small to read, but it says Olivia called Boston's Best HVAC to inquire about installing a mini split in her condo, and Morgan scheduled a visit for an estimate. So in 2 seconds, you're able to know exactly what the call was about. If you click into view call details, you'll have a full AI generated summary of everything that was discussed on the call. So no more needs for taking notes. This is great for contractors that are, on the road. Instead of you guys having to pull over to the side, take out a notepad and take notes, the AI actually does it for you. Same thing for people in the office. It'll take the notes for you, which is great. And then you also have a recording and a full transcript of everything that was said on the call. So much better experience for you guys in the office. And it's also a better experience for the homeowner because they just have to save that one number. Now, the other cool thing is when we port over your number, if you have technicians in the field that need to call a homeowner, they just go into the Podium app, they call from their personal cell phone, and it rings through on the homeowner's end as your business landline number. So the technicians aren't going to be giving out their cell phones anymore. And so a lot of contractors love that. Love that they can kind of lock that down, and then they're going to be able to see all the conversations that their team members are having. With Podium phones, you can make and receive phone calls either from your laptop in the office, or you can use the mobile app through Podium, the Podium app on your cell phone, and we also have the option for desk phones if you'd like to have those. So it's very nice because if your internet ends up going down in the office, you can, if you still have data on your cell phone, you can be able to continue to make and receive phone calls directly from the mobile app, which is nice. And then Kelly from All Seasons, she said, with Podium phones and the call transcription AI feature, I can go back and listen to calls to see exactly what data and information I gave the customer or exactly what their issue was. It's so helpful to have recordings when you got 10 calls coming in, one right after the other. It's easy to forget the details from each call. My staff and I use the transcript to verify. So great use case there. I'm sure you guys can identify with that, especially during the summer when you guys got a lot of calls coming in. It makes it really easy to make sure you're not losing any information or having any customers fall through the cracks. Now, the other money maker with our phones is what you guys might not realize is the average HVAC company misses 22% of the phone calls that come in. And so what we want to do is anytime we do miss a phone call, when you're using Podium phones, we'll automatically text that homeowner back and say, hey, sorry we missed you. How can we help you today? And what this does is it keeps them on the line a little bit longer so they're not just hanging up and immediately calling a competitor up the street. And so this is a great way to be able to, not lose out on that customer. And on top of that, our new AI CSR will actually pick up the conversation. So, if someone responds to this missed call message and they say, "Oh yeah, my AC's blowing hot air. I need someone out here ASAP," our AI will actually jump in, get them qualified, get them scheduled for service while your team's busy on the other line taking care of that other customer. 58% of callers who get a missed call text response will actually end up getting back in touch with the business. So it's a great way to be able to retain those leads that are coming in so they're not immediately going to the competition up the street. Okay, let's
Can I mention something, Keith, by chance?
yeah,
Sorry,
absolutely.
didn't mean to cut you off. So that thing, the missed call auto reply, I love, when I'm demoing and meeting with dealers one on one. I really like to harp on that because I feel like it's something that can be easily overlooked as importance because you guys obviously are getting calls all the time. Probably half of them are spam calls or people from like me, right? Like a sales rep trying to sell you something. And so the nice thing with that is like if you miss phone calls, the nice thing with AI, which he'll get into, is like it will literally can actually qualify the leads for you and like automatically respond to those missed calls. And if they're an actual potential buyer or customer, like it will, Larry will convert it for you. And just for some like statistics, I remember you can actually look at a customer story on our website, but Mountaineer Heating and Cooling, they were able to capture approximately 8 more leads per month with missed call auto reply, which equated for them an additional $96,000 a month in revenue. So Keith mentioned that like
Wow.
HVAC companies are, missing 22% of phone calls. If you kind of do the math and see what your average deal size is, if you were actually able to respond to those customers, like what that can equate to, and it can just be an automatic ROI for you on Podium, pay for Podium in and of itself, like tenfold within the first month. So anyway, that's all I wanted to kind of mention. I think that's really, really important. I think Keith nailed it on the head right there.
All right. Thanks, Parker. Okay, well, let's introduce you guys to our AI CSR employees. So if you would, take out your phones, scan this QR code, and it's going to take you to our demo website where you can actually start start a text conversation immediately with our AI Jerry. So um, I'll give you guys a second to be able to get that scanned. If you guys have any issues with it, actually, let's do this too. We can go into the chat and be able to put in, let's see, podium-ai-hvac.com. If you guys go to that link, it'll take you right to the demo site to be able to test it out. So once you get this open, down in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see a text me button. This is going to allow you to start a conversation with Jerry. So go ahead and put in your name, put in your cell phone number, and then you can put in any type of message that you would normally get from a homeowner, like um, my furnace is blowing cold air. I've got a 90-year-old grandma. I need help ASAP, or um, my AC's making some strange noises. I need to have a technician come over and take a look at it. Or do you guys offer a preventive maintenance program? If so, what's included? What's the cost? All of these types of messages our AI can respond to, get them qualified, and be able to get them taken care of. So as you guys are filling out that information, um, I'll I'll kind of walk through what's going to be happening on the backside. So every company that gets signed up for our AI is going to be filling out the information about your business. Just like any new employee, you're going to learn, the AI needs to learn about what your business offers. So if you guys do HVAC, if you do plumbing, if you do electrical, the AI needs to know what services you guys provide. So when someone reaches out and says, I've got a water heater that's messed up, the AI is going to be able to know if this is a service that you provide or not, and be able to qualify those customers. So it's going to, first of all, determine, okay, are you asking for a service that the company provides? If it is, then it'll say, okay, where's the equipment located so we can be able to schedule the appointment. Once it determines that the equipment's located within their service area, because when you get set up, you'll also put in all the zip codes that your business services. So um, once it determines that, then it'll say, okay, what's the best date and time for us to come out and perform the service? Once the homeowner qualifies 100% for that lead, then Podium will push a notification to you and your team that says, Joe has a furnace that's not heating properly. He wants you to come out Thursday at 3. And so now all you have to do is go on your calendar, see if you're available Thursday at 3. And then you just respond to that message and say, I checked with the dispatcher. We're available Thursday at 3. We'll see you then. Thank you so much. So instead of having to do all the back and forth to qualify the leads, the AI takes care of 90% of that. And all you have to do is confirm on your calendar if that date and time works. So it's going to be able to drastically improve your response times. The AI responses are going to be, happening within a minute of those messages coming in. So your response time is going to be better than it ever has before, which is going to lead you to a lot more deals. So I'm going to pause there for a second. Has anyone started receiving some messages from Jerry? If you want, you can unmute yourself. That way we can hear you.
I have. I don't know if anyone else is doing it as well, but I put in that it's snowing here and my heat isn't working, and Jerry promptly and politely replied.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. And you guys can message Jerry as much as you want. As long as you keep on messaging him, he will keep on responding. So you can ask as many different questions as you want to test it out. The other cool thing is once the lead's qualified and he gets a date and time, Jerry will actually turn around and proactively sell maintenance agreements as well. So for example, if you got scheduled for service, he would say something like, um, did you know that if you sign up for our Comfort Club, you can save 10% on the repair that we'll be doing on Thursday? Plus, you get 2 annual visits and you get X, Y, and Z other benefit. It's $29.99 a month. You want to go ahead and get going on that today? So he'll proactively sell maintenance agreements before your technician even shows up at the house. So tons of dealers love that functionality. And then he can also answer common questions automatically. So if you wanted to ask him, I'm thinking about replacing my system. Would you recommend a heat pump over a straight cool system? He's going to be able to get into all of that technical stuff as well to answer questions that a lot of companies, they don't have staff available that could be able to answer that type of a question, but our AI Jerry can. He's been trained using millions of conversations from our 11,000 customers. Plus, he also tapped into Chat GPT-4, so he's got full access to all the information on the internet that is going to help him be able to answer those very specific questions. So we're going to walk through a couple different examples here of how Jerry works in real life. Here's an example of a lead that came in after hours, came in at 9 p.m. and someone said my HVAC unit's turning on outside, but no air is coming through the vents. We got 3 children and need heat and AC. I'm available most of the time. Thank you. So they got the normal out of office message with a phone number that if they wanted emergency service, they could call that. But then Larry jumps in, and these guys, they name their AI Larry. You can name it whatever you want. But he says, Larry here from Southern Heating. Sorry to hear about your HVAC issue, especially with kids in the house. Let's get this sorted ASAP. Just to confirm, are you the homeowner and is this a property where you live? So he's going to try to confirm, okay, are you the homeowner? Because most contractors, they want to deal with the homeowner or the landlord. They don't want to be dealing with renters, which is understandable. And so he goes through the process of starting to qualify this lead, asks for the address. So the homeowner sends over their address. Thanks for the info. I'll check with our dispatcher first thing in the morning. Just to clarify, would morning or afternoon work best for you? Either's fine. I can come home at any time. So then the AI says, perfect. I'll aim for the earliest available slot. We'll reach out in the morning with a confirmed appointment. Thanks for choosing Southern Heating. We'll get your HVAC up and running in no time. Have a good night. So in 9 minutes, the AI was able to qualify the lead and get this homeowner feeling like he's taken care of. So he's not just ending this conversation and going to a competitor up the street, which is great. And all this is happening while your team is enjoying some time off in the evening, which is great. So the next morning, Lisa comes into the office and she sends out a message saying that she can get a technician out there at 9 o'clock. Yes, that'll work. Great. He'll send a message when he's on his way. And so you can see here, Cameron, the technician, sends over a message letting him know that he's heading that way with a picture and everything. Comes out, does the service, and then he sends over an invitation to leave a review. And then a couple minutes later, Josh leaves a review and he says, I wrote a text to them later in the evening on March 18th. Within a few minutes, I was in contact with someone, which was unexpected. An appointment was made. So of all the things that made the biggest impact for this customer was the fact that he reached out after hours, was able to get in touch with someone, not something. He thinks that he was talking to, just another member of the team, which is great. And so that's one example, but you can see here that, people actually leave reviews. Your AI is good when they leave reviews talking about the AI like it's just another member of the team. These guys, they says, I was helped courteously and effectively by Larry in customer service. So they just think Larry is just another member of the team. And the fact that they included him on a review is pretty funny.
Hey Keith, can I add something on that previous example?
Yeah.
The other one with the detective. What I think is funny that wasn't, I don't know if you guys read that. That guy's the detective, that lead that came in. Probably not a good detective because he kept calling Larry sir. I actually thought he was a human. I thought that was funny. But one thing that's important to see here that a lot of like dealers struggle with, and Keith mentioned this towards the beginning, as we're a full like communication platform, phone system, texting, everything, this conversation came from one text thread, one conversation thread, right? So and if you saw, the customer communicated with three people, right? Larry, the Lisa, the front office manager, and then also the technician. And so a lot of dealers, right, the customer is dealing with maybe two or three numbers, right? The technician's texting them, the office, so on and so forth. And that's the nice thing as a customer experience, right? On their phone, same text message thread for whoever is being contacted. So that's something I just wanted to note that's really nice on that end. Thanks, Keith.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, now if any of you guys are using Service Titan, Jerry can actually automatically push a soft appointment to the bookings tab within Service Titan. So here's an example of someone that's asking for an AC tune-up, and they're asking for an appointment for tomorrow at 3 p.m. So the AI gathers all this information, and then he says, I'll check with our dispatcher to see if we can schedule your estimate for tomorrow at 3. On the back end, we push this information over to the bookings tab in Service Titan. It pulls in a summary, so the AI summarizes what the customer's looking for. Now, if that date and time works, all your team has to do is click accept, and it'll automatically push that to your calendar. If it doesn't work, then you can click on the conversation link right here. It'll take you right back to this conversation. You could just write in there, checked with the dispatcher. We can't do tomorrow at 3, but we can do Friday at 5, for example. But what it does is it takes care of the majority of the work. It's doing all the back and forth, and it's really going to make things easier for your team to be able to handle all the new leads that are coming your way. Reed with Premier Heating, he said, one of the most impressive things is that the AI employee can start and end the conversation, take it all the way from beginning to end, and actually book an appointment into Service Titan. Then it comes through as a job booking. It's doing almost all the work. So it's all about streamlining things for you guys. And, Jerry also can handle conversations that you don't want to deal with. This is an example of a message that came in on a Saturday morning, and a question that you guys don't care at all about, right? Where's the air filter on my furnace unit so I can change it out? You guys probably aren't waking up on a Saturday morning thinking, oh yeah, I should probably get in here and answer this question about a filter, because you know that this isn't going to make you very much money. But the funny thing is, Larry, he doesn't have anything else going on. So he jumps in and says, hey, Larry here from Jackson Comfort Services. The air filter is usually located in the return air duct. So he gives some general instructions on where to find the filter for this customer that reached out. And he says, I'm not seeing it. Is there a YouTube video or something that I can look at? Just so happens this contractor did have a YouTube channel. So he sent him a link and said, yeah, if you're having trouble after watching the video, we're happy to send a technician over to assist. And so the homeowner says, oh, the link's broken, saying it's not available. The AI, without even skipping a beat, says, oh, let's just try and troubleshoot this together. Why don't you give me the brand and model of the furnace? That way I can provide you more specific guidance. So the homeowner sends over pictures of the nameplate. Do you guys think that the AI can figure that out? Heck yeah, it can. Oh yeah, that's a model FC3QA3XN1A. In this model, it's typically located here. And so it gives it more specific instructions on where to find that filter. And so after some more back and forth, he sends over another message about an April air cleaner, and he says, "Hey, does this have anything to do with the air filter?" Duh, maybe. So it sends over the picture, and he says, "Oh yeah, that's a April Air model number 2210, and that does indeed house the air filter. And for this one, it's going to need a replacement media number 213 as indicated on the sticker." So gives them even more stuff. The homeowner says, "So what do I just remove the panel in the picture I just sent you?" And he says, "Yep, you're going to do this." And he gives him instructions on how to open that. And then the homeowner says, "This is bad, LOL and SMH," which means shaking my head. And so you can see just how nasty that filter is. And the AI also is able to recognize how nasty the filter is. And he says, "Yikes, that filter definitely needs a replacement. A clogged filter like that can system's efficiency and cause damage over time." And he gives him instructions on where he could find a media filter to be able to get it taken care of. So you would think that would be it, right? That we got the issue taken care of. But then he comes back on Sunday now, and he says, "Hey Larry, hope all is well," since they're basically best friends now. They've been working on this project all weekend. And he says, "The new filter's been installed, but quick question, with the filter being set up this way, should the arrows on the filter be pointing down or up?" Now, I could probably guarantee you that you guys in the office, you probably don't have anyone in your office that looking at this picture could say, "Oh yeah, it needs to be pointing down or it needs to be pointing up." But the AI was able to figure out that the AI or that the filter should be pointing downwards, which is what they ended up doing. Which is, to me, it's mind blowing that not only did it take care of an issue that most dealers wouldn't even waste their time on because they're not going to make any money, but it did it on a Saturday, did it on a Sunday, no problem. Gave a great customer experience. Now, one thing I will mention here is our AI is only going to help troubleshoot things that are not going to put them in danger. You know, changing a filter on a furnace should be pretty easy to be able to figure out. Same thing if someone messages in asking about how to change batteries on a thermostat, the AI can walk them through those to be able to save your team time. You know, having to roll a truck over there for something like that, you're just going to lose money. So, um, here's another quote from Jerry. He said, or from Jeremy over at Pride Air Conditioning. He said, "We've had an exceptional experience with the AI employee. I did not expect it to be this good. Jerry has turned customers around for us. We had a customer come in super upset after hours, and by the end of the conversation, the customer was thanking Jerry and saying, 'I appreciate your help.' They had no idea they were talking to an AI." So let's talk about some of the different types of conversations that the AI employee can handle. Like I said, it's going to qualify every single e-lead that comes to your business. So, um, Facebook, Instagram, Google, any leads that come in the form of an email, we can pipe those into our inbox and the AI can respond to those. Same thing with messages that come from Google local services or the Google guaranteed leads. We can also respond to those. And because we're responding in under a minute, the Google will actually put your company first for Google local services because they grade heavily on how fast you're able to respond to those leads, which is great. The AI is going to sell preventive maintenance agreements, like I said. It can also respond to your missed call text replies. So when you guys miss a phone call, we'll send a text message that says, "Hey, sorry we missed you. How can we help you today?" If they respond to that and say, "Yeah, my AC is blowing hot air. I need some help," the AI is going to pick up that conversation for you, get them scheduled for service while you're on the other line with another customer. And then the last thing is we also do bulk messaging or text promotions. If you send out a promotional text from Podium to, 5,000 customers, you might get 100 responses in the same at the same time. Our AI can go in and respond to all of those messages in a minute, which is really going to help your office staff to get everybody scheduled. So here's a couple examples of what it looks like for selling maintenance agreements. You can see some of the language that they use there to be able to sell that. We can also de-escalate negative customers. So here's an upset customer that had a unit that had a coil leak. within the first year, and the AI was empathetic, gathered as much information as it could, and then tried to schedule them for a follow-up visit. So this is the type of experience you want for your customers. A lot of times people in the office, they can get upset, they can get frustrated. Our AI doesn't get upset, doesn't get frustrated. It always stays cool, professional, and responds with empathy to the customers that are having issues. And like you saw in the other example, the AI understands images as well. So here's a picture of an outdoor unit, which if you guys are familiar, there's probably a dog in the backyard, right? That's been peeing on this unit for the last 3 years and completely corroded the coil here. And it says, I see the damage in your fins could definitely be affecting your AC's performance. Before we proceed, I need to know if you're the homeowner and if you live at the property. So you're able to, the AI was able to identify what the issue was in the picture and then turn around and try to qualify them to make sure that they're the homeowner and that they live at the property. So pretty cool to see that. We talked about the missed call auto reply with the AI, which is great. And then Kelly, she mentioned this too. She said, if we miss a call, the AI employee jumps in and keeps the customer engaged by sending a text message. So they're still talking with us. They're not just calling the next company, which gives us a chance to either call them back or hop in and send our own personal text to get them scheduled. So I mentioned that we can also help with promotional texting and bulk messages. This is a great way to stay top of mind with your customers. Here's an example of a promotional text that was sent to around 3,000 customers. This was down in Texas in the springtime, right before summer was kicking off. And they had a 5-year no interest financing for 16 SEER equipment offer that they were sending out. And they also had a $250 referral bonus. With this one text message, they sent it to around 3,000 customers. They made $100,000 in revenue from this single text promotion. So the best thing about texting, like I said previously, 98% open rate and 95% of text messages are opened within the first 3 minutes. So it's a great way to be able to get promotions out to your customers. You can sell equipment, you can sell maintenance agreements, you can just do educational type things. Like if you've got like a storm coming in, you can tell them what to do to help protect their system. All of these touch points help stay top of mind with your customers. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing more than one promotional text for your customers per month. If you start doing too many, then they're going to unsubscribe. But this is going to help you stay top of mind with your customers. Here's another example of a promotional text that I received last summer. I got this message that says, I was looking over your account and noticed you hadn't had your air conditioner service this summer. Right now, our tune-ups are just $29. Is this something I can help you get scheduled? With text promotions, you're looking at 2 to 3 sentences max with a quick call to action. And I had them come out and do the service, and you can only imagine it was not a $29 service after they found 2 or 3 things that was over $300 that I ended up paying for the service. So you guys know the drill on the HVAC side of things, that you can get them with the offer, but then once you find other things, then that number goes up. So okay, just to finalize things, and then we'll open up for some Q&A. Podium, powered by AI, it's number one going to help you get found and get chosen. We're going to do that by helping drive a ton of reviews on Google so you can get to the top of the Google map pack and be the obvious choice in your market for people to call first. That's for Google, for Facebook, or any industry review sites. We can push reviews there. Second thing we want to do is we want to capture every lead. So every phone lead, every text lead, any contact forms from your website, we can pull those in and consolidate them into one really easy to use inbox. And then we're going to leverage our AI employee to help convert more of those leads and help you guys get paid. And then the last thing we want to do is drive repeat business by leveraging bulk messaging to be able to stay top of mind with those customers and be able to get more ROI. So if your calendar is empty and you're needing to get more business coming in, you can send out a bulk message and be able to fill up that calendar very quickly. So that in a nutshell is going to be what Podium has to offer to help you guys have an amazing 2025 and be able to get more leads and book more jobs. I'm not going to read through these. We've got a lot of customers that have been using our tool and getting great success with it. Like I said, we work with over 11,000 HVAC contractors, and we have, we started selling our AI CSR almost a year ago now, and we have around 4,000 customers that are using our AI CSR. And so that's our most powerful tool to help you guys be able to make a lot of money this year. So let's go ahead and open up for any Q&A. Was there any questions that came in while we were talking, Parker?
Nope, not from what I see.
Okay, there you go. Okay, so Jaden just said, talking to me about my furnace. Jerry asked my address and some other details. Yep. So Jerry's going to try to ask for your address. He's going to try to figure out if you're within their service area so that he can qualify that lead and then serve up all that information to you and your company, to be able to, respond and be able to get them on the schedule. And if you guys have questions, you can also just unmute yourself. I mean, it's a pretty small group this morning. So if you want to unmute yourself and ask any questions, feel free.
Jaden asked about, oh, sorry, go ahead, Susie.
I was just going to say Jaden put a question in, but you got it, Parker.
There you go. Parker, do you want to talk through the price points?
Yeah, for sure. So Jaden and others, the price points of the packages, it's kind of customizable, right? It depends on really how many users need to use Podium, whether or not you want Jerry, the AI CSR or not. And so it typically ranges like, I like to get, I mean, ultimately we'd sit down on a call, and we can kind of figure it out. But on the low end, like without AI and stuff, you're looking around like $500 or so a month. On the high end, depending on size, you're looking around $1,200 to $1,500 a month is what you can kind of expect as far as price range goes.
And
Yeah,
if you're an APR customer, we do have a specific contractor service provider landing page where you get a percentage off of pricing plans.
Yep.
So there's
Yeah,
my
that's what I was
APR
going
plug.
to say. There you go. Yeah, our partnership with APR means that you're going to get our biggest discount, which is a 20% discount off of our services, which is great. So you get 20% off, and that's an exclusive for APR dealers, which is great. That's what Jaden was expecting. She wouldn't expect anything else from you, Susie. You guys are bargaining for them to be able to get the best price. So we want to be able to hook you guys up because we understand that if we can help give you guys the tools to be more competitive in your markets, you guys are going to sell a lot more equipment for Susie and the APR team over there.
And Jaden, I just put in the landing page link for our Podium partnership. So if you're interested in finding out more, they have like a contact form there you can put in so that you can get more information from Parker and Keith. And then it lets them know too that you're an APR customer and that you qualify for that discount.
Yep. And if you want to get going, or if you want to schedule another call with Parker can put his cell phone number in the chat as well. That way you guys can just reach out to him directly. He's the rep that covers all of Pennsylvania. Are most of your contractors are in Pennsylvania, right, Susie?
We have branches in Pennsylvania, Jersey, and Delaware.
Oh, there you go.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we can, whoever wants to learn more, you can reach out directly to Parker. He's going to be the one that gets you guys up and going. So any other questions or comments from anybody on the call?
I was just thinking, Keith, back to the first time when you and I met and you showed me Jerry, and it was just like a mind blown moment. Like I was just amazed with what it could do and how I responded. And the same thing here, I was putting in like I have no heat, my pets are cold, and Jerry responded very empathetically and was very concerned about my dogs. So it's very cool.
When I put things in about pets and stuff, he's like, I've seen him mention things like, yeah, let's help your furry friends and stuff like that. It's like he just says stuff that's like kind of funny, but also makes people think, oh, this is just another regular guy that's helping me out with my issue, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's great. And yeah, it's amazing.
The thing about it is like I'm sure maybe some of you feel this way, but a lot of dealers I talk to, it's like AI is still this thing that's kind of still unknown, right? It's a little bit scary, but it's also really cool. Um, but at the end of the day, like especially in this industry, you want to be ahead of the curve with AI rather than behind. Because those that start implementing AI, as you can see, I mean, I mentioned like the dealers that are using Jerry, we have like 4,000. They're converting 30% more business. They're just going to be blowing the competition out of the water. So you want to be ahead of the game rather than late to it. So that's a little plug that I'd have on that end.
Very good. Any other questions? I know that we left some time here for questions, but if not, then we can also wrap up a little bit early.
I will put I'll send out the link for the recording to those who registered and weren't able to make it. And if you were on the call and you registered, I'll send it out to you as well so that you have it and have the information. And I know that Alyssa had mentioned some like customer like giveaway things. So I'll email her the list of like attendees so she can work that on her end and I can get her
Perfect.
addresses.
Perfect. Yeah. If Keith said, I mean, feel free to reach out to me, you guys. I'm just curious, like as of right now, if you want to respond in the chat or unmute yourself, is there any of you that would like to continue a conversation with myself or somebody else that we can actually get into details on pricing and some more things just by from what we talked about, if you want to include in the chat. And then we can connect after offline. Okay. I'll take that as you're going to talk to me after. Cool. Thanks,
All
guys.
right. Okay. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you guys. We'll see you at
We'll see ya.
3R time for the sales team one, which I'm excited to sit through as well and see their reactions to everything.
Okay.
So it'll be great.
Sounds
Awesome.
good. Thanks,
Thank
Susie.
you. See ya.
We'll see ya.